Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Hooligan here, back with another video. And today, as you guys can tell by the title and by what you guys can tell on the screen, I'm going to be showing you how to make a Fortnite thumbnail. Now, a Fortnite thumbnail, you must include these to make the best Fortnite thumbnail. You must have Photoshop CS6, exactly CS6, because that's what I will be using. And you must also, the most important thing is you must have adapt to failure. Okay, I failed so many times while making thumbnails. I'm still not even the best thumbnail maker. As you guys can see, I'm on a blank sheet right now. What I did was, when I opened up Photoshop, I did new 1280 by 720, the width and height, 72 resolution, RGB color, 8-bit, background contents white. We can do transparent, but I don't want to do transparent. Don't color manage this document, square pixels, and I just pressed OK. And now you guys can see it's the same exact thing. It's called Untitled 2, as you guys can see right here. But basically, guys, we're gonna be making a Fortnite thumbnail from scratch. Now, what I'm going to show you is you're gonna go on Google. Okay, first thing you need to have is a background. In order to have a background, you need to find a background for Fortnite. Now, the best site to find backgrounds for Fortnite is inhw.com. It's right here. I have as a bookmark. The link is right here. I'll put it in the description too. And what I do is I search up Fortnite on the top right corner, right? Here's for background. Any picture. It's 1920 by 1080, meaning it's a wallpaper. So we're gonna need to shrink it, which is fine. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna find one of these backgrounds. I like this one. I've used actually I'm gonna use one that I haven't used for a background because I've already used this one. So I'm gonna get this one. I'm gonna hit download. You're not actually gonna download. Watch this, guys. We're gonna trick the system. We're gonna trick the PC. Make sure to make it let it resolute so it's like 1920. I'm gonna do copy image. Then I'm going to Control V. Now the image is right here, but you guys can notice that it's too big. So what I'm gonna do is double click on the background, and then remove the background. And now we're gonna do edit, transform, scale, or something easier, a shortcut. You can do Control T on the selected document. You have to select the document and then shift it so the proportions are exactly equal. So if you hold shift while doing this, your proportions will be exactly equal. I'm telling you now, guys, you need to have your portions exactly equal, or the picture, if I do this, it's gonna look really ugly. If I don't shift it, it's gonna look all distorted, and we don't want distorted pictures. We want the most high quality thumbnails out there, you know, like Dakota type of thumbnails. So now we have a background. So the first thing we want to do is we don't want the background to be the main thing, but we still want the background to be noticeable. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a blur. Now I have to select this. Oh, you have to apply the transformation. I totally forgot. But now you're going to do a blur. And now you're going to click on Gaussian blur. That's the best blur. Now you don't want the blur to be 150, of course, because you can't even see what you're looking at, and you definitely don't want it to be at 0. So I find the best to be 4 to 6 depending on the picture, because you still know what you're looking at right here, guys. You still know completely what you are looking at. Okay, you still know that it's an image related to Fortnite, as you can see by that, but you guys can tell that it's related to Fortnite. What we're gonna do is we're gonna add a border effect to make it look a bit better. So we're gonna make it look like it's my thing, like I personally made it. So we're gonna add some cool colors. I personally think that a square looks cool. I mean, I've seen people do this shape. I don't know, whatever this shape is. I think this looks like a ditto. I call it a ditto because it looks like the Pokemon ditto. I don't know why, I just call it a ditto. But we're gonna get a square. We're gonna enlarge it. We're gonna try to make it fit, like the insides. We're gonna try to make it fit so like that, pretty much exactly like that. So you're gonna try to do it, and then you can pick your color, whatever color you'd like. You can make it this retrospective colors. You can do anything. I'm just gonna do, for the sake of this video, I'm gonna do blue. But for the fill, we can do the same thing, or we can change it to dark blue. It doesn't really matter. We're going to make it have an effect, so there's like a glow and makes everything look cool. Okay, so now we're gonna go to inner shadow first. We can turn this on, and when you turn it on, it'll show the effect. So look, there's no really big effect, is there? We can make it all the way. We can change the color. There won't be an effect because there is no inner color, because there's a background, so it doesn't really matter. But something that does matter is the stroke. The stroke matters not as much, but it still matters. I mean, like, if you want to change the color, like, it outlines the inner shadow, so we can change it to white and change it to, it's like the frame type of thing. We really don't need one. It's not that big of a difference. We can change the side all the way from 3 to all the way to like 250, but I don't think, yeah, you don't want 250. So I'm just gonna leave it off. Bevel and emboss, you really never need to use that. It just makes it look really weird. Like, it makes the texture feel weird. I don't know when you would use this, to be honest, for in a thumbnail. Now we're gonna go to inner glow. Inner glow is very, very good. Okay, I'm telling you guys, this is how I make my shadow appear. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a lot of opacity, right? Also, we're gonna add a lot of noise. No, I'm joking. That's too much. But we don't need it for now because, like, well, it changes the color a little bit, so we don't need this for like now. But we still need it, so I'm gonna keep it on for later. But we're gonna have to put an outer glow because the outer glow makes everything look nice. We're gonna put pink on that, and we're gonna make the spread a little bit higher, not too high, not too high. Maybe we should just make it light blue, to be honest, because light blue, because our whole vibe is light blue. So we're gonna try to make a light blue. I'm doing a light blue vibe right now. As I was saying, now we're gonna need to make it like, see, the Fortnite background looks nice, but we need to add like some shade of color to match like the whole thing with our background. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna click on this. This is what we call a gradient, right? So we're gonna go here. You're gonna change your gradient. So right here, I have already default set. You guys can change it by yourselves. So we're gonna change this color to light blue. So you just want to change this, you want to move this until you get like a transparent vibe, but you can still see a color. I don't know if you guys can see a color. I don't know how good my recording software is. But you're going to click back on this, and you're going to change the colors. So now it's like the background is in the same vibe as what you're trying to make. So now to find the image, we're going to go on a website called kairu.gallery/, and this shows every single picture. You're gonna click on items, but it shows you every outfit, pickaxe, umbrella, everything. So take 2 things off so we can get this person, this girl right here with the electro shuffle, and we can have her holding this axe. We're gonna right click it, copy image. We're gonna go back to Photoshop, paste it, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna have to change the image a bit because we don't want the background. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this thing called the quick selection tool, magic wand, whatever, and we're just gonna change it to 12. That's what I have it always as 12, and you're just gonna double click everywhere. And Photoshop is really smart with which parts of the picture you want and you don't want because of the color. Like, you can tell it just wants the background, so I'll automatically select, but still you have to select which parts you want it. So I'm just double clicking. That's all I'm doing. Just double click around and you'll get it. So, and now we're gonna do right click and do layer via copy, and that makes it so it cuts out this image, but it cuts out the background but leaves the image. So now we practically have, so that's pretty good, okay? And now we're gonna do Control T. We're gonna shrink this person's body, and now we're gonna hold Shift, of course. And now I think so. This is how good it should look. And now we're gonna need a weapon, right? So I'm gonna get this person a weapon. I'm gonna do the same thing, copy image, go back to Photoshop, paste it. Now we're gonna edit it, get the tool and everything, hold up. So now we're gonna do the same thing. You guys already know the deal. But yeah, that website is like super cool, like giving us the oh, I was in the wrong. But that website is a totally cool website. It gives you all the cosmetics, so like anything you need for thumbnails. I use it for thumbnails, to be honest. It's a very good site. They're not sponsoring me. I don't think so anyone would ever sponsor a 20 subscriber channel, but I'm just giving you guys an insight on what I use and what sites I usually use. And that's a pretty good site. I'll get back to you once I finish copying this. You guys understand how this works, so I'll get back right with you. Okay guys, we're back with the image. I know there's a little bit of like purple in like the background, but it's still okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna shrink it and we're gonna put it over this girl's arm so it looks like she's holding it. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to get make it look like how I put on my thumbnails where it looks sexy and all that. So we can delete these other layers that we really don't need, the ones we copied them off, we don't need them. And now we're gonna do an effect. So now we're gonna use we're gonna use a stroke to outline her body. So like that, I already have it set. I can also do it to white, or I can do it to whatever color of my choosing, but I'm gonna stick it with white. And then the inner glow, we're gonna keep the whole theme the same, blue, light blue. So we're gonna make her inner glow blue, and we're gonna do the same thing with the candy cane, and we can copy it right off. I'll show you guys. We're gonna change the size just a little bit, but not too much. We're still gonna see the blue, right, guys? We're gonna still see the blue, and you can turn off stroke if you like, but I prefer to keep it on. We're gonna put on outer glow, and then the outer glow is gonna show us like the outside. We're gonna do light blue like the whole way. And we're also gonna add a drop shadow, because the drop shadow makes everything look cool. And of course, as you guys already know, the whole theme is light blue. So we're just gonna keep on doing light blue the whole entire time. Now we can't change the drop shadow for some reason. I have no idea why, but this is pretty much how your product should look like in the overall. Now what we're gonna do is we are going to copy the layer style and do the same thing on your candy cane. My candy cane is called layer 5 because I made it like that, I guess. And now your whole candy cane and everything is the same. So what we wanted, if you guys want, to me, I feel like the picture is a little bit too small, so I'm gonna increase it and hold shift, of course, like I did last time. Then we can move the candy cane a little bit. And yeah, so now what we're going to do next, the last thing, is add text. What you want to do is, now that we have a font, where you want to search up big noodle titling, and we're just gonna type in thumbnail maker for the thumbnail. This is gonna be the thumbnail for the video. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to what we were doing and do big noodle titling. You have to download that off the internet. It's free, it's easy to use. And then the effects I used to make this was, if this could get out of my way, was I added inner glow, which made it look pop out, like the look pop out, but I didn't use yellow. I'm gonna use white, or I might use a darker blue to make the things pop out, like, or purple even. That would look like a good pop out. And we're gonna make the size not too big, cause so what you guys want to do right now is you're gonna type in thumbnail maker. And the font I'm using is Fortnite's font. It's called Big Noodle Titling, and you want to make it oblique. So if you make it oblique, it makes it look italic and looks cooler that way. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to Effects, Inner Glow, let it load up. Now we're gonna change the color to darker blue, because we don't want the inner glow to be the same color, because you can't notice it then. So we're gonna make it inner blue. Now I know you guys see no difference, and neither do I, but I guess we should keep it as light blue, or maybe even green. Green makes it look a little bit pop out, or not green, like this is like aqua. Okay, now we're gonna go to outer glow. So outer glow, we don't want it to be like that type of yellow. We'll probably want it to be white, even, or maybe even red. Nah, that's a bit too off. Maybe red would be a good color. Like make it bold, but I think so we're gonna stay with purple purple, because that's a bit too and we're gonna make the size not so big, but we're gonna make the size noticeable, like the outer glow size noticeable. The last thing we're gonna add is the drop effect. So we're gonna make the color black. Okay, black I don't know, it just makes it bigger. Like you don't want it to be all the way here, because it makes it a bit dimmer, but you don't want the distance to be all the way, because then it's gonna be off. But you don't want the spread to either be super big, but you still want the spread to be decently big, but you don't want it huge. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make it like maybe 62, or we can make it 100, because I don't know, to me the spread looks amazing like that. So we're gonna keep it like that. And pretty much that's how you make a thumbnail. It's not even that hard. I made it from scratch. I know this looks different because I have a different template for my thumbnails, but I made this straight from scratch. Like just no paper, no nothing, just made it from scratch. But thank you guys for watching. My name's Hooligan. Thanks for tuning in. Peace out, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video.